Mayor Lightfoot, during the out-of-control race riots in Chicago in 2020, you were seen marching around with a fist in the air. You were heard making anti-police comments. Now we have violent criminals who believe that they own the streets of Chicago. We have experienced police officers who have actual on-the-street experience arresting violent criminals, just throwing up their hands and retiring early.
Is there a question, sir?
Yeah. Do you feel that you are...
Let's get to it.
Do you feel that the citizens of Chicago who have lost faith in you are correct and that you should retire immediately?
So there's a lot. There's a lot of misstatements in what you said.
Okay.
There were no out-of-control race riots in the city of Chicago in 2020. And sir, let me just. You asked your question.
Right.
If you want an answer, you make a speech, but you don't want me to respond. So now I'm going to respond.
Okay.
Your characterization of what happened in this city in the summer of 2020 is a gross characterization of what actually transpired. So I don't even know where to begin to start to deconstruct the myths and the facts and the outright mistruths in your statement. We had a challenging time in the summer of 2020, as did almost every city in the country. Our officers responded to a historic civic outcry, and as you remember, during that time, we had three things that were happening. Peaceful protests that got hijacked by vigilantes who tried to disrupt and came for a fight with the police, and we saw that play out, unfortunately, way too many times, as well as organized gangs and criminals that were engaged in retail thefts. I think the police department rose to the occasion and handled this unprecedented circumstance as best they could. And once again, sir, you're blocking camera, but I guess you don't care about that. So I think that's probably as much as your question warrants. Thank you all. Thank you.
Mayor
Yes,
Lightfoot, William Kelly with Newsmax. Last week I asked you about Chicago's out-of-control shootings and murders. You said that crime was down. That weekend we had 70-plus shootings. Last night alone we had 30-plus shootings. Do you still believe that crime in Chicago is down?
So what I said to you last week, what the superintendent said today over and over again, and what the data tells us is this. When you look at homicides and shootings from April, May, and June, we are trending downward. The premise of your question, which is it's chaos everywhere, and the fact of the matter is, sir, which you also didn't point out, but I will, so we get this straight, is that we're actually seeing a decline in homicides and shootings. Yes, sir. Sir, is anybody satisfied with where we are? No, but the data is the data, and it is absolutely trending down. And I know from my conversations with other mayors across the country, every major city in the United States since 2020 is seeing a surge in violence. But what we are seeing here in Chicago is a downward trend, both in homicides and in shooting. Again, are we satisfied? Because what you're saying is, hey, wait, there was a shooting someplace in our neighborhood. Yeah, there are shootings. But what we're seeing in the data is a year-over-year, month-over-month decline.
Comparing last night's 30-plus shootings to last year when we had an out-of-control race riot in which almost every member of the city of Chicago was, in fact, a victim, seems to be playing with those numbers. You were on Chicago Tonight. You said that 99.9% of the criticism of you is because you're a black woman.
How much of this do you think might have to do with the fact that you're a woman, and specifically a black woman?
About 99% of it.
Do you honestly believe that, considering the way the city council, the city council of Chicago is obviously made up of many black women who criticize you? Do you really believe that the criticism of you is 99.9% based on the fact that you're a black woman?
So you said about 15 things, most of which were wrong. We didn't have race riots last summer.
It was 100%.
No. I know you have political aspirations. I know those political aspirations haven't been fulfilled. You're a failed political candidate over and over again. But what you don't have the right to do is make up facts. We did not have race riots in our city last year. That's just wrong, and it's incendiary. Now, I know that's what Newsmax likes to do, but I'm not going to let you take liberty with the facts.
So you're not going to answer my question?
I answered your question. Your question, frankly, was insulting. You said you conflated the fact that there are members of color on the city council, and that somehow I don't have a right to say, as a black woman, as a lesbian, that I don't believe, my belief that some of the criticism is based solely on the basis of my gender and my race. That's my personal.
99.9%.
That's my personal opinion, sir. You don't have a right to criticize my personal opinion. So I think I've answered your question as best I can, and now we're moving on.